are inside Miller Field in Hiram, Utah. Tonight's matchup, the Wasatch Wasps taking on the Mountain Crest Mustangs. And welcome to Utah Sports Network's coverage of high school football. Michael Clanton on with Jake Yeagley. A couple teams that have playoff aspirations coming off disappointing Week 1 losses. Let's talk about Wasatch first. And really a couple turnovers. They would have beat Park City, but they lost because they turned the ball over. How about a name that we should look for?
So number 8, you're seeing him on your screen right now. His name's Parker Quinton. Last week against Park City, he went 20 for 34 with 186 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a pretty good game, but when you throw in like those 2 interceptions, those turnovers that you were talking about, MC, those are killers. Well, they run the spread offense. I'm excited to watch them. They should get the ball a lot.
They're hoping to make the postseason in Region 8. And how about for Mountain Crest? They were really disappointed Week 1. Here that Region 11 picked as the 2 seed and came out flat, especially in the second half. Coach Lee says, I don't, since I've been here, which is 4 years, we haven't played like that. So I think they've got their attention. But how about a name to look out for the Mustangs?
So number 5, Hunter Schroeder. He's a returning starter, running back and linebacker. Last year he had 557 yards. I imagine he'll be the focal point of their offense today, and we'll see him get a lot of touches.
All right, when we come back, we'll kick off Week 2, Wasatch and Mountain Crest, next on Utah Sports Network.
Isn't that the gym where they like have rules against acting like you're better than everyone else? But then, what's the point of being better than everyone else if you don't get to act like it? Seems like a waste of superiority, if you ask me. I think I'm better off being better here.
Good, because we're Planet Fitness, a place for everyone else. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone.
The Cindy S. Morrow, oh crap, I'm getting married in 3 months program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Welcome to the Sports Academy. Our members have access to the largest weight room and the most cardio equipment in the Valley. Choose from dozens of group fitness classes, including high, Zumba, strong, yoga, and cycling, basketball, racquetball, swimming, and tennis. See for yourself why the Sports Academy is your club for your results for your life.
Experiencing some technical difficulties, so apologies. On special teams by Wasatch, they were set up in outstanding field position because of a botched snap on a punt by Mountain Crest. And it's 3rd and goal from the 4. Parker Quinton, we're going to give it to Thacker, who's dragged down from behind. And that's Elijah Jackson, who last year had 97 tackles for Mountain Crest. Decision time now for Steve Coburn and Sanford, Mike Sanford, the OC.
Yeah, decision time. Looking like they're contemplating going for it. It's tough right here. Mountain Crest.
You got to go for this.
And it looks like they will.
So 44, Zach Thacker scored a touchdown against Park City, and I said it was 4th and goal. It was 4th and 1, so they just needed 1. They didn't need the end zone, and they do pick up the first down.
Yeah, and a quarterback sneak right there. Just got to fall forward. It looked to me like he got it, but there might be some question down there on the field.
You can see McGuire Law, one of the receivers for Wasatch, saying, oh, no, he got it. He got the first down. He made a nice grab earlier in the drive. They're saying 1st and goal, so it looks like they're giving it to him at the 2. Boy, it's hard to run against this Mountain Crest defense. Thacker again, maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, it's interesting when you run a spread offense and then you get down in the goal line in these tough, small situations here. You know, first and goal, second and goal, 2 yards, 3 yards to go. You've kind of got to change your offensive complexion from a spread to more of a goal line stand. Some teams are better than it than others.
Yeah, sometimes it is challenging when you have a team to run effectively in the red zone. Here is Thacker. Boy, again, that penetration. That's Jackson again, Elijah Jackson. He's made a couple nice plays on this drive.
Yeah, I expect we'll call his name a lot, but you're exactly right. We've seen him at least twice down here in the red zone blow up those plays.
The job that Tristan Reese did last week for Green Canyon.
Yeah, we said his name so many times last week.
Poised to have a big year. 3rd and goal. They went for it on 4th just moments ago, and I think one of the Mustangs jumped.
Yeah, jumped on that.
It won't give them the automatic first down, right? Because it's a goal situation. So it moves at a few inches. That's it. So it's not that bad of a penalty.
Yeah, they say it's a game of inches, though, and every inch matters, especially down there in the red zone. Looks like Wasatch is going to take a timeout here and think it over. They haven't been able to really run it down in the red zone. They've had a lot of opportunities. Nothing really flourishing yet.
Yeah, I talked about Thacker, how he missed 3 games last year, but still was the team's leading rusher with 474 yards. We'll step aside and we'll come back with 3rd and goal right after this.
We've got
The Dave W. Johnson I Just Had My Annual Checkup and My BMI Sucks program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Welcome to the Sports Academy. Our members have access to the largest weight room and the most cardio equipment in the Valley. Choose from dozens of group fitness classes, including high, Zumba, strong, yoga, and cycling, basketball, racquetball, swimming, and tennis. See for yourself why the Sports Academy is your club for your results for your life.
And did he get in? He got in for a touchdown. So Wasatch took the timeouts, and the sneak paid off. And again, it's Parker Quinton, I believe, who snuck it in.
Yeah, that might have been their most successful play on the drive. They ran it twice. The 4th and short, quarterback sneak, got them the yard they wanted. And then the 3rd and goal. Here we see the play again, quarterback sneak. Able to just get that 1 yard. That's all he needed, all he got. Gets the touchdown.
He is a bit of a dual threat. Last week against Park City, 11 carries, 63 yards and a touchdown. And the PAT is good. So Wasatch taking the early 7-0 lead. And they had an outstanding drive start because of the botched punt, the long snap back to the punter. So special teams has been a big deal for both teams early. And Wasatch able to take advantage of it. And gutsy play calling, I guess, going for it on a 4th down. Although that was the right call to do, obviously, when you are so close to the goal line like that. And then it pays off with Parker Quinton punching it in from a yard out. So this was, they lost to Park City. If they would have been a little bit clean with the football, they probably would have beat Park City. And Park City is supposed to make a lot of noise. 3 Division I recruits. And so they were right there with the Miners. And they're expecting to make the playoffs this year. Speaking of Wasatch, last year they were 6-5, but they lost the play-in game to Maple Mountain.
Yeah, their starting quarterback went down when they were 6-2 with about 2 games left, and then the play-in game. Quentin Parker was actually the one that stepped in and played, but struggled those couple of games, wasn't able to get him a win, and they weren't able to make the playoffs.
Tuttle with the kickoff, taken at about the 15-yard line. Able to get to the edge. Well done that time by Emilio Veeder.
Emilio Veeder, good run. Short kick there. But good job by Emilio Veeder there, grabbing it and making something out of it. Going to see a good little spin move here too.
Hard to bring down.
Yeah, good run.
From the 35, Wasatch moved early. Are they going to call it? I think they will. Yeah, penalty markers on the far side. So we'll have a offside here called by Wasatch. Be a 1st and 5 now for Mountain Crest.
Yeah, and for Wasatch, you got to hate those penalties, those little nickel and dime penalties like that. They really kill teams.
They really squandered their field position the last drive. They ran one play and they were in Wasatch territory. And this play is blown up from the start. I don't know if they blew the whistle, if it was incomplete, but yeah, now the official says 2nd down. That ball was going forward, but the reactions were pretty casual on the field. It was close enough to where both teams probably should have been hustling after the ball. Another look.
Yeah, good play there by the cornerback. Able to get in there and blow that up. Does look like a forward pass, but Wasatch looking alive there.
Played the 4-2-5 defense. They were 11th in 4A last year, allowing just 22 points a game. This is Burbank.
Good run by Burbank there. Good fake there to the running back, and looks like they're going a little hurry up here.
Don't know a lot about his background other than he played as a sophomore, but didn't go out for football at all his junior year. And now as a senior, he gets the starting role. Bit unique. I think they've had a entrenched starter for the last 3 years, and he was able to graduate last year. Schroeder on the ground.
Good run by Schroeder there. You know, every run that you go for, you want to get at least 3 yards. And we're seeing Mountain Crest getting those chunks. Looks like about a 5-6 yard gain. It's definitely a productive play when you can get more than 3 yards.
Schroeder coming out of the game now. He looked to be a bit hobbled. I'm sure he'll be fine, but didn't walk very cleanly out of bounds. So the offset eye on the shotgun. Burbank. And that is a tough angle. Trying to go to Hutchinson. And it was a little bit behind him. That's a difficult play to make for Walker Hutchinson.
Yeah, you'd like to see Burbank be a little more patient on that play. It looks like he had him. It looks like he was going to be open, but shot it there a little high and a little fast.
Sets up a 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. There's some miscommunication in the backfield, so Burbank going to take it himself. He is going to be tackled well shy of a 1st down. They're going to give it to the 45, so he's about 3 yards short of a 1st down. But I think that was Fuller and Burbank just not on the same page in the backfield.
Yeah, hate to see mistakes like that. And it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down here, but yeah, Burbank looking one way, Fuller looking the other way.
So this is a little bit closer than the last drive that they had. They decided to punt the ball away, and they still might. Maybe they'll try to get them with the cadence. And they're not going to snap it. Well, penalty marker comes out. So I think the play clock had expired a delay.
It looks like that was their plan. So they came out with a hard count. Looks like they tried to reset with looking at the coach and trying to get a play in, trying to confuse Wasatch, and then again going with the hard count. Really in this position of the field, a 5 yard loss right now doesn't really hurt you that much. You're going to punt it away anyways.
The only issue is now you have to snap the football, and the long snap has not been terrific early for either team, but in particular Mountain Crest.
Yeah, or like we mentioned too, Green Canyon Tooele struggled last week, but it looks like the snap is good there. Good punt.
Well done on the operation. Look at this, down at the 11. So well done. I think this was Hutchinson, the punter. Minute 27 left here in the first quarter. And you like to see that from special teams from the Mustangs after they, gave Wasatch such a good drive start the last time they were out. This time able to pin them deep inside the 15.
Yeah, it sure does make a world of difference when your defense starts on its own 11 versus, what did we see Wasatch start on last drive, about their own 40. So definitely different sides of the field, a little more advantage to Mountain Crest here. Good job by Mountain Crest special teams to put them down on the side of the field.
How about that Packers-Raiders game last night? 80-yard field. So always easier to go on a short field than a long field, no doubt. Boy, again, there is just not a lot of running room against this Mountain Crest defense.
Yeah, Mountain Crest, they have that mentality that they're known for being a stingy defense, especially against the run. And we're seeing that here on display this first quarter.
Of course, the defensive coordinator, also the head coach Jason Lee. This is his baby, and surrendering 34 points in week one. He was not pleased by that. Too many missed assignments, and again, typically the improvement is pretty drastic from week one to week two. Pressure came late, and the ball is caught maybe at the 14-yard line. Minimal pickup. I think this is Law again. McGuire Law, 21, was the receiver out on the far side.
Yeah, and we'll see, I believe it's 72 in there with that late pressure. And Huerta, I think we'll be calling his name a lot. He looks like he's committed to Idaho as of right now. I don't know if it's as an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, but I'm sure we'll be calling his name on defense all night.
Yeah, Coach Lee wasn't sure if it was going to be offense or defense, but Idaho is one of the schools interested in his services, and this sailing over the head of Damian Skibby.
Now Skibby had a good game last week, but Quentin Parker coming out, overthrowing a couple receivers. Hopefully that's just some beginning of the game jitters. Hopefully he can calm down a little bit, get those balls under control, and bring them down a little bit.
Against Park City, 20 of 34 for 186 yards, 2 touchdowns, but a couple of picks. Probably the final play of the quarter. 5 seconds left. Penalty marker is out, so hang on. This is Olsen from about the 47 into Wasatch territory. So the drive start here outstanding for Mountain Crest, already in Wasatch territory.
Yeah, it's about where they ended their last drive, so it's picking up where they left off. Let's see what the call here is.
So Mountain Crest will decline it. It was on Wasatch. So we'll step aside and we'll take a break. First quarter in the books here in Hiram, and it's Wasatch able to take advantage of a mistake. They lead 7-0 over Mountain Crest. Back right after this.
The Dave W. Johnson I Just Had My Annual Checkup and My BMI Sucks program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Welcome to the Sports Academy. Our members have access to the largest weight room and the most cardio equipment in the Valley. Choose from dozens of group fitness classes, including high, Zumba, strong, yoga, and cycling, basketball, racquetball, swimming, and tennis. See for yourself why the Sports Academy is your club for your results for your life.
That's good. We are back, the beginning of the second quarter. So quick, these quarter changeovers. Mount Crest looking to tie things up. Really good start here as they're at the 46. First play of the second quarter. Mason will check in late. Baldwin, the senior. Burbank's pass skipping to the aforementioned Baldwin. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I just threw that one right in the dirt. It looks like he had time. Looks like he had the receiver. Just threw it a little low.
4 returning starters on this Mountain Crest offense. Of course, quarterback is one of those positions that is new, speaking of Burbank, and trying to manufacture some explosive plays in this offense. It's been hard to come by for the last couple years for Mountain Crest. There's a run. This is Jackson. Seen him a lot on defense. He'll get a couple opportunities here in the offensive backfield.
Yeah, Mountain Crest has really been able to run the ball a little bit, getting 4 or 5 yards each time they run it. Like to see him continue doing that.
Yeah, they're going to have to rely on the run. They've got to, and they ran for a decent yardage last week. And a fake it to Schroeder. This is Mason on this near side.
I think we've got a block in the back or holding here on our side of the field.
So that's a challenge. Anytime you have a mistake, you're not really that explosive in offense. You're going to fight the chains here.
Yeah, we see number 6 here. That's always a bad sign when you see a player's hands go up.
They're going to get Veter on that, huh? So that'll move Mountain Crest back. That'll bring in Caleb Swenson. Will check in. And Lopez will come out as they assess the penalty.
Yeah, 3rd and long here. These are never easy to convert. Let's see what Mountain Crest does here.
They've got to get to the 36 to get a first down. Speaking of Mountain Crest. Jackson in motion. He's got a man out there, but it's picked off. But I don't think he controlled it to the ground. So I think it was Skibby who intercepted it, but when he hit the ground, the ball popped free.
Yeah, kind of surprising to see that with the game Skibby had last week on offense, with all those catches and yards. But he definitely made the better play on the ball there. Good defensive play there. Catch or no catch.
Hey, you're talking about the game that Damian Skibby had. Leading receiver, 8 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown, but couldn't hold that one in. Boy, they got Hutchinson. A penalty marker comes out. I don't remember if this is an automatic first down. It's 4th and 16. So I don't know if it'll be an automatic at this point. I know that the rules have changed in the last decade. It'll be interesting to see what they say here, but he will get rough late here. And the back judge, the penalty marker comes out. So we'll see what the call is going to be here. Burbank is in there.
Yeah, it looks like the offense is out there anticipating that it'll be a first down. For Wasatch, that's really tough. I mean, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. You have them pin, 4th and 15, punting the ball, and then run into the kicker and give it back to Mountain Crest. That's tough. Of course, we'll see. Unlike UMC, I'm not 100% sure on the rule if it's an automatic first down.
I know it's changed. I know at one point it wasn't an automatic, and so it looks like perhaps it's changed here because it was 4th and 16, and they will say it's a first down, I believe.
Well, it looks like they declined the penalty, so I'm thinking that it wasn't a first down. Wasatch or Mountain Crest is declining that penalty and just taking the punt.
Yeah, so that's okay. So that rule holds up. So it was a roughing the punter call, but because they had to go 16 yards, it's not an automatic first down. So because the kick was so good, they declined it and they said we'll have Wasatch take over on the 12-yard line. Interesting,
but again, Wasatch starting from about their 11-yard line again.
Parker throwing up into double coverage Olsen was in that area. He's a dangerous one. As intended receiver was Skibby.
Yeah, looking for Skibby. Like you said, double coverage. That's a tough pass, tough catch there. Well covered by Mountain Crest, give them credit. They looked like they were all over it. And you would imagine that Mountain Crest has schemed a little bit, knowing that Skibby had that good game last week.
Olsen and Baldwin, tough to throw against. Quinton with a penalty marker on the field. Gained a couple. We'll have to check the penalty.
I didn't see what the penalty was for, but so far Mountain Crest's defense on this drive and the last drive has really stepped it up on defense. We know that was one of their keys from last week.
Shot block called against Wasatch.
Yeah, you'll see that on the offside of that run. So the run went left and they chop blocked on the right just to get a quick block on Mountain Crest. But
I'm curious if they accept this or if they'll decline this. Take the results of the play or move them back a few yards. Haven't seen it. Oh, they will move them back. Okay. I think that's something you think about, though. You want to count the play.
I think you're right. I think you're really taking the yards versus the downs. It looks like Mountain Crest electing to take the yards on that play. Either way, not a bad decision. It's always a luxury to be in that situation if you're Mountain Crest's head coach.
2nd and 15 now after the penalty was assessed. Ball on the 6. Thacker, boy, that was perhaps his best run. He was close to breaking that for big yardage.
Yeah, get around that one tackle there. It looks like he just kind of stumbled a little bit. But you're right, he gets around that and it looks like a big gain. Give credit to Mountain Crest, they'll be in there and knock him down.
He got a ton of work last week. 20 carries, 70 yards, and a touchdown. When you think spread, you don't typically think of giving it to your back that many times, but they certainly use them.
Yeah, I know Thacker's, he's getting the carries. He got a lot of carries last week, got a lot of carries last year. And he's getting a couple today.
3rd and 12, deep ball to Skibby, incomplete. Really good coverage out there by Mountain Crest. It was Noah Fletcher, the junior.
Yeah, and you can definitely see Wasatch's mindset, right? They want to get the ball to Skibby. They've thrown to him a bunch of times. But Mountain Crest really keying in on him. Last couple throws we've seen to Skibby have been well covered, been tough passes. You mentioned this a lot. There's a drastic change between week 1 and week 2, and I'm willing to bet that Mountain Crest has really watched some film, saw Wasatch's Skibby, the game he had last week, and it looks like they've come prepared.
Yeah, I think you get your defense's attention when you give up that many points, and they're not used to giving up that many points. Olsen, penalty marker came in as Olsen another one. So we're going to have 2 penalties. This has become a flag fest here in the first half. And Coach Lee now contending with the official, but it was a nice return by Olsen. But I think this one's coming back. He's stunned if it doesn't.
Yeah, good spin move though, good run. Can't blame him for the run, but you're right, these penalties, we've seen a lot of them these first half, and they're killers, both drive killers, field position killers. Looks like they might get number 11 there for a block in the back. I don't know what the second penalty here is.
I don't know if they're going to say a horse collar. That's a new rule. I think this year you can't tackle by that nameplate and bring them down.
Looks like he's picking up the 1 flag.
The block in the back, I think, will be the one that'll be accepted.
But it did look like they waved off that horse collar.
They did, yeah.
Originally, It looks like they pulled that flag for the horse collar, talked about it, which I like to see. I like to see the refs come together, talk about it, debate it a little bit. Of course, I don't like to see the delay in the game, but you do want to see them get the right call.
Well said. 9:15 here in the second quarter. Ball at the 44, Mountain Crest. Well, they went from the gun a lot, but now he's under center. Speaking of Burbank, Schroeder, and another penalty comes down. Schroeder brought down at midfield.
Good run again. We'll see what the penalty is, but Mountain Crest, I feel like, has really had some good runs, getting good chunks. But penalties, they'll kill your drive. They'll kill your field position.
I know Coach Lee is going to be disappointed because that's one of the things he talked about is we got to be sound, disciplined and sound. And when you commit, penalties, that's not a good sign of being disciplined or being sound. Under 9 minutes to play here in the second quarter. But so far the defense has played very well. They gave up that touchdown on the short field. But really, Wasatch have not been able to get the chunk plays on offense.
Here again, a good 3-4 yard run for Mountain Crest. It's just tough to start when you're behind the chains, this 1st and 20. It's hard to really run the ball when you're that far back.
Especially when you're not an explosive offense. They scored just 7 points last week. So, yeah, this is a challenge for Mountain Crest early. Going to Hutchinson, and that was nearly picked off. I think that was Tuttle, who's a good one. Ammon Tuttle's a really good safety. And Hutchinson Tuttle, that's a tough matchup for Mountain Crest. And I thought Hutchinson did a nice job breaking the ball up.
Yeah, good job playing defense as the wide receiver. It looks like he had number 6 there, Emilio Veder, on the slant too, the little quick slant, but went for a bigger gain there and no dice.
Well, I agree. Veder was, that's the easier play. You get positive yardage. They tried to go for the big ball. Third and long. 17 yards they need. Another penalty. Burbank steps up. He's got Veder open, who had 2 steps on the defender. But again, an overthrow. We've seen that from both quarterbacks tonight.
Yeah, we have. I do like to see the offenses opening it up and trying to go deep and get those big chunk plays. But
I do too.
but not there tonight. Not so far. And looks like Skeeby was there on the coverage. But you're right. Veder had the step on him. Just couldn't give him the ball. I didn't see where they said there on the penalty.
As a fan, you're frustrated when your quarterback's average, attempt is 2 yards. And it hasn't been in this game. So they've been going downfield.
Yeah, and let's hope that those deep balls start connecting later in the game. Sometimes that's what you need to do. You need to go deep on these opening plays, and especially at the beginning of the game, to kind of spread out the defense. And that'll open up things underneath for you as the game goes along.
4th and 17. Hutchinson to punt the ball away again. Oh, gets a nice bounce. Look at this bounce. Inside the 20, you bet. A couple of inside the 20 kicks by Hutchinson. Well done.
I hate to say it, but I think he's been the best player for Mountain Crest, pinning them inside the red zone the last 3 or 4 times.
Week 1. I got some scores. Just want to pass along. We got a little bit of time. Provo beat Logan 46-7. Skyview beat Stansbury, and then Ridgeline and Pineview. That was a wild one. 58-56. Bear River beat Juan Diego 27-14. And of course, we had the Green Canyon game 28-7 against Tooele.
Yeah, I personally love those 55, 60-pointer games. When the combined points of the 2 teams is over 100.
Yeah,
that's a good game in my
opinion.
opinion.
That's like a basketball game.
Yeah.
3rd highest scoring game, I think, in the last decade. Wasatch will start on the ground.
There's a good run for Thacker. I think he's kind of struggled to get some good chunk yardage so far to start the game. It's a good run there. It's good when you get a 5-6 yard gain on 1st down. It really sets your offense up well. It really opens up the playbook here too on a 2nd and maybe 5.
Parker going to keep it himself. Pretty good fake to Thacker.
Yeah, good eye there, MC. I was thinking that ball was going to Thacker, and it was a good play by Mountain Crest, but
It was a good fake. I mean, it was really disguised well by Parker Quinton and Thacker. So it sets up a 3rd and 1. Thacker, he's not going to make it. Boy, once again, Mountain Crest, there is just not a lot of running room.
yeah, tough run there. Looks like Wasatch is going to punt it.
Not sure if that was Larson or who got in there. I mean, there was a couple of Mustangs. I think they've been very good in the line of scrimmage here on defense.
I agree. To open up the game, their defensive line, I felt, has been stout, rally into the ball.
A one hopper and another penalty. Another penalty on a punt as Olsen came up to field that one. Diving, able to make the grab and fair catch. Let's see what this penalty is going to be.
The ref's really active today. A lot of penalties this first half.
We don't track the flags, but it seems like we're at 10 in the first half. Seems pretty excessive.
Yeah, contrast that with our game last week with Green River, where there was hardly any penalties, especially for the first 3 quarters.
So the penalty will be declined. It was an illegal shift. And a good opportunity here for Mountain Crest. 6:12 left, ball at the 46. Now what I'm really looking forward to is if they can get some kind of an explosive play. We haven't seen that yet in this game. This is Mason, a direct snap to Mason, so they took Burbank out, and Mason is into Wasatch territory. Going to mark him at the 47-yard line, maybe 46-yard line.
Yeah, so you said you're looking for the big play, MC. I'm actually looking for the opposite. I'm looking for that run game. You see there, good run on first down. I think Mountain Crest has had a couple of good chunk plays on their running games, and the running plays. I'd like to see them continue to do that, and kind of nickel and dime Wasatch here.
It's just so difficult to finish and complete drives when you're going 2 and 3 yards. I think they need a big one. Here we go. This is Mason with the reception down to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah.
Mason Baldwin, the senior, coming up big.
And to your point, MC, going for the big play there, it definitely feels like the momentum kind of kicks up instantly. The second you see that catch there, you can hear the crowd kind of cheer. It's harder to produce that when you're running the ball for 5-6 yards each play.
Burbank back in. They're going to move Fuller out to the far side. Approaching 5 minutes here in the half. And this was deflected. Olsen, not sure if he was able to hang on to the catch. They do say it's a catch. Well done by Camden Olsen. I thought he did not have control, and it was slipping to the field turf. Let's see.
Yeah. Of course, he'll take it if it's a pitch and catch. Say that's what you meant to do. Good job by Wasatch to get a paw up there, but not able to complete the play from Wasatch's side.
Yeah, for those defensive linemen, if you're not going to get to the quarterback, put that arm up. Here's Schroeder. Well, he's getting some help from his offensive lineman, pushing him forward. That's Berrigan. Jose Berrigan kind of pushing Schroeder forward to get maybe an additional yard.
There again, you see another 3-yard run here from Mountain Crest. And that's what you need to sustain a drive, is these 3-4 yard chunks. But to your point, MC, good job with Mountain Crest's offensive line. Not just blocking, but pushing him along, trying to get that extra yard or two.
Box Elder leading Bear River 21-14, second quarter action. The battle of the Golden Spike. I've had the pleasure to call 1 or 2 of those games. That could be a heated matchup there. So we'll try to keep track of some of the other Region 11 scores. Green Canyon leading Bonneville 10-0, second quarter action. 3rd and 3 from the 23. Jackson dropped it, and it's picked up by Wasatch. Ouch. And that's one thing that Mountain Crest, they didn't turn the ball over week 1. Even though they lost, and they lost big, they held on to the ball. And this is a critical turnover, trying to get it to Elijah Jackson. And I'm not sure if Elijah wasn't expecting it, thought it was just going to be a fake, but a costly turnover by Mountain Crest.
Yeah, you said it, MC. Costly turnover. Goes without saying, definitely not what you want to see. Mountain Crest had a little momentum there. That's tough.
.348, ball to 28. Quinton, it was knocked down. I think this is Berrigan. I think it was 75 that got his big paws up there.
Yeah, for Wasatch's side, you really want to take advantage of a big turnover like that. Looks like they were just going for a 5 or 6 yard dunk there, but good job, Mountain Crest line. Like you said earlier, if you can't get to the quarterback, stick your hands up. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you can still affect the play. Both D lines have been able to do that here in the first half. Parker going to take it himself. This is the best play for Wasatch here. Parker still going. Quinton finally running out of bounds at the 36. Boy, that time the C's parted open up the middle on this Mustang defense.
Yeah, best play we've seen so far of the game by either team. Missed tackle there. Never want to miss tackle anybody, but especially the safety where you're that last line of defense. Good run.
And really good stuff up front by Wasatch. That offensive line with some critical blocks to spring Parker for that big run. Explosive play. Parker going to take it again. Jackson makes the stop.
I think this is the first time we've seen Wasatch on their side of the field since that muffed punt by Mountain Crest. Let's see what they can do this time.
Yeah, they seem to be more explosive. They look down the field further, and they did hit on that big run with Parker Quinton.
Yeah, we saw that last week with the explosiveness of both offenses. Wasatch scoring 30 points last week, Mountain Crest only scoring 7. You'd expect to see a little bit of that explosiveness from Wasatch today.
Looking for Skibby, and he's got him. Good hands catch for a first down by Damian Skibby.
Yeah, good hand catch, like you said, catching it away from his body. Good throw by Quentin Parker, leading him, putting it only where he can catch it. Good pitch and catch.
And you got Mike Sanford as the OC, who was the OC at Utah. Oh, it's going to come back. Penalty markers down.
Is that a white flag? Oh, that's a towel.
The white flag would be a bad sign if we see the white flag. But Sanford, he's got just this amazing background, college OC. I think he was the head coach at Indiana State. I don't remember that perfectly, so I got to be careful passing that along. But and his son is the OC at Utah State right now.
Yeah,
so they
not
know
bad
offense.
Pass. Yeah.
Hutchinson bringing Quinton down.
Yeah, good wrestling tackle there. So we used to refer to it as where you whip the person around. But way to get in the backfield there. It looked like they had both runs secured there from Mountain Crest. The fake to the running back looked like it was taken care of. And then Hutchinson there taking care of the quarterback.
.2:15 on a running clock. Going to take out Schroeder. Skibby is lined up to the bottom of the formation. Parker going to Skibby. And what a play by Fuller coming in with the pass breakup. That ball was caught, but then Trey Fuller knocked it away.
Yeah, coming in over the top there. Great defense. Sticking with his man, that they've got to be aware that Skibby's his main target of the offense. Able to get a hand in there right as the ball comes into Skeevy's hands. Good defense right there. That's what you like to see from a defensive back, getting their hand in there when the ball makes contact with the wide receiver.
And that is textbook by Trey Fuller. So, again, that would have been a first down. Boy, was his knee down? That was close. Camden Olsen with the fair catch at the 17-yard line. Well, I wonder if the punter, if that, when he secured the ball, because again, it was another low snap. Sometimes those punters, you got to watch the knee, especially in high school and college, because if you're down, you're down. In the NFL, obviously you're fine because you're not contacted down, but that was a close play.
Yeah, good point. And see, I didn't even think about that, but looking at it now, thinking about it now, it was definitely close.
So if you're Mountain Crest, I think here you just don't want to give the ball back to Wasatch. Here's Mason on the far side. Well, they're being a little bit aggressive here.
Good. I like to see that. You got a minute 40. Your offense has kind of had its ups and downs. You got your last drive here of the half, possibly. I'd like to see Mountain Crest kind of attempt to go for it, really open it up with the passing game.
Just the only thing you can't do is give it right back to Wasatch. They've got one turnover, then they've got a turnover on downs with the punt and the poor snap. And to fake the screen, here's Hutchinson over the middle. Okay, they're into Wasatch territory. They've got 1:17. The clock is stopped. And they've got 3 timeouts. Well, they use one here. They're going to play on. They will stop it, it appears. Yeah, timeout.
I think that was Wasatch that called timeout.
Yeah, the official did point Wasatch direction, which that's interesting to me.
Looks like they've got some time running off the clock, though, here. Hopefully the clock operator realizes that and they put some more time back up.
It did say 1:17. Now it says 1:07. And you see some of the Mountain Crest coaches, they're looking up at the clock. I think they're saying, put more time on. I think they're trying to, with their digits. So now the official's saying, I don't know if he said 6 or 7.
I don't know.
So it was at 1:17, and now it's 1:16. And I think he's saying 1 more second, so they need to put 1 more second. So it should be 1:17 now.
Definitely better if you're Mountain Crest side than 1:07.
Yes. That's at least 2 plays with a timeout.
Yeah,
So a couple of good plays to begin this drive. Jackson was open and Skibby was in the area. Oof. Dangerous.
Dangerous. We've been calling Skibby's name a lot. He's been around the ball, but dangerous throw. He had him, like you said. He was open. Jackson on that play, but a little too far there.
.113 on a 2nd and 10 for Mountain Crest. Burbank. Schroeder broke 1 tackle to the 44. Clock at 1:04, 1:03. They're not calling time.
Doesn't look like it. There's still some time left. I'm a little surprised about the no timeout. And it doesn't look like they've got a lot of hustle out there.
3rd and 4. Down to 45 seconds. Burbank caught by Mason for a first down, spinning his way. And now you'd think Mountain Crest would call timeout. The clock does stop at 33.8.
Yeah, that's a tough clock management there with, letting the clock run when you don't have the first down, but then they do end up getting the first down and then call timeout. Ideally you would see that the opposite way. You call the timeout on a non-first down play and then kind of hustle when you do get the first down.
Skyview and Skyridge scoreless, although Again, my phone could be really behind here, but this is a big situation here for Mountain Crest with 32 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and if you're Mountain Crest, you got to be smart here, looking for the out of bounds. If it's not a first down, and I believe they have 2 timeouts left. You got to be aware here if you're Mountain Crest.
They're in decent shape here when you got the 2 timeouts. Burbank. And that is incomplete. Looking to go to Olson.
Yeah.
They got to go a little bit deeper than that as well. Clock stopped at 29 seconds.
Yeah, if you're Wasatch, though, you're protecting those deep balls, and you're also protecting the sidelines. If you're Mountain Crest, that means the slant's going to open up. I imagine that's Mountain Crest's thought process there, but it's risky at this time with this much time left in the half to be throwing short in the middle.
Good point. And they have been, they've had some success, speaking of Mountain Crest, in the middle with the passing game, and this will help. Are they going to say it's on Mountain Crest, though? It looked like Wasatch, to me, jumped.
I think right here, Veter, the wide receiver.
Did he flinch?
It looked like it. At least Wasatch was pointing towards and making it seem like he did jump.
Well, the official saw the same thing.
And that's tough. These penalties, turnovers, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You just can't do that to be successful.
Bottom of the screen. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, there it was. That's all it took. He's got 2 receivers out there, and instead it's intercepted. Skibby, of course.
Skibby, all around.
He's going to be around the ball. Well, so that's kind of like a punt. That just works as a punt, and that turnover with under 30 seconds is not as hurtful as it would have been earlier in the drive, obviously.
Right, taking a chance here at the end of the half, like you said, it's the equivalent to a punt at this point. But 2 receivers there in the same area, 1 defender defending both of them. I can't imagine that's what Mountain Crest wanted.
So really, that's 3 turnovers on Mountain Crest in the first half.
And it looks like Wasatch is going to come out here and take a knee.
I think this is wise. And Parker does take the knee. I don't suppose either team will call a timeout, even though they have some remaining. Well, an interesting first half for sure, and the miscue special teams early hurt Mountain Crest. Wasatch able to take advantage, able to punch it in from inside the 5, and that is where we're at. 7-0 is the lead as we head to halftime. You're watching the game of the week on Utah Sports Network. We will return to Hiram, Utah right after this.
The Dave W. Johnson I Just Had My Annual Checkup and My BMI Sucks program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Welcome to the Sports Academy. Our members have access to the largest weight room and the most cardio equipment in the Valley. Choose from dozens of group fitness classes, including high, Zumba, strong, yoga, and cycling, basketball, racquetball, swimming, and tennis. See for yourself why the Sports Academy is your club for your results for your life.
Game of the week, Wasatch and Mountain Crest. And we've got some highlights here in the first stanza. And it was a couple of miscues early by both teams, and this led to a Parker Quinton sneak for the touchdown for the Wasps.
Yeah, good job. Easy play there, right? Just fall forward. Sounds simple in practice, but sometimes it's more difficult than that.
Burbank, mixed reviews in the first half. There was a positive run. I thought Mountain Crest defensively, in terms of the line of scrimmage, that they played really well, but they did allow a few chunk plays to the Wasps. And, you know, Burbank and Mountain Crest, they got that passing game going a little bit in the second quarter, but this was a killer.
That was a killer, you know, especially that drive in particular where they had some momentum and then just dropped it.
And this was the gash run by Parker. And, boy, this was, that was big-time stuff. But Mountain Crest, they didn't allow a score. And then the interception at the end of the half. And that's where we find ourselves at 7-0, Wasatch and Mountain Crest. Take a break and be back a little bit later.
The Cindy S. Morrow, oh crap, I'm getting married in 3 months program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Planet Fitness? Isn't that the gym where they like have rules against acting like you're better than everyone else? But then, what's the point of being better than everyone else if you don't get to act like it? Seems like a waste of superiority, if you ask me. I think I'm better off being better here.
Good, because we're Planet Fitness, a place for everyone else. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone.
The Dave W. Johnson I Just Had My Annual Checkup and My BMI Sucks program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Welcome to the Sports Academy. Our members have access to the largest weight room and the most cardio equipment in the Valley. Choose from dozens of group fitness classes, including high, Zumba, strong, yoga, and cycling, basketball, racquetball, swimming, and tennis. See for yourself why the Sports Academy is your club for your results for your life.
The Danny K. Griffith Whoa, My Beach Vacay is just around the corner program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs.
Crest will get the ball first as Tuttle kicks off the second half. This is Veter. Good return up to the 30 to the 35 and finally forced out of bounds across the 35. And so Mountain Crest, they had a couple good drive starts in that first half and they just couldn't pay it off. That's another good return by the Mustangs.
Yeah, and they'll start off with pretty decent field position again. They've had better this game. But you're 100% correct, MC. They've had a couple of good start to their drives, but ending their drives has been a totally different story, and hopefully they can finish a couple of them this half.
We were kind of debating off air, you know, it just seems like they need a couple of chunk plays to finish these types of drives. So it will be Mason gets the direct snap. Mason Baldwin, the senior. And, you know, he showed some signs in that first half, caught a couple passes, a nice run, and so they elect to start the second half with him.
Yeah, and credit to Wasatch there. They had him, that play looked like it was supposed to go off the edge with Mason, but Wasatch able to shut that down. Mason tried to pull it, you know, put his foot in the ground and go up the middle. Again, Wasatch was there waiting for him. Good job defensively on Wasatch, taking away all his options.
2nd and 12. 2-yard loss there by Mountain Crest. There's Schrader. Good run up past the 45 to about the 46. I say Schroeder or Schrader?
Schroeder.
Okay, Schroeder.
Good run by Schroeder there.
Yeah.
You know, following his blockers, you can see the hole there. Good job seeing it.
Going to set up a 3rd and 2 now, Jake.
Yeah, probably a 10-yard run there.
Yeah, that'll help. As Hutchinson picks up the first down. And he's off to the races. He's going to get a block. And Hutchinson's going to score a touchdown for Mountain Crest. And that is an explosive run.
Yeah, good run by Hutchinson here. Watching his blockers, good vision, patience, everything you like to see in a run. And there's the hole, breaking tackles and the speeds there. Good downfield block.
And the 2-point conversion is good while that was happening. So aggressive play call there by the Mustangs, going for 2 and getting it. So they now lead 8-7. They got the look they wanted, evidently, as Burbank found Olson. And Olson, can't really see because we got to call him here in the press box, but Olson was able to sneak in on this near side edge.
Yeah, well, I would have loved to have seen what Coach Lee said to the Mountain Crest at halftime. Looks like they came out aggressive. Looks like they came out from the player standpoint and the coaching standpoint, you know, going for 2 there. I imagine Coach Lee really had some strong words from him in that first half, or that halftime speech there, and couldn't have started off any better there for first drive of the half.
Yeah, I'm sure he's pretty intense. He's fiery, and I'm sure he was not happy with what transpired in the first half. And this is a good answer by his offense.
And
really good blocks at the point of attack, too, to spring that long run by Hutchinson.
And if you're Coach Lee, you can't be real happy with the first game, only scoring 7 points, and now not scoring any points in that first half.
Inside the 5. Oh, nice return here. Boy, that's a shoestring tackle. Was a Burbank that just tripped up Zach Webster, who I thought we might see a little bit more of, but really didn't have a lot of production in the first game against Park City, and we really haven't seen him that much in this game, but you can see what he does in the open field. He's elusive.
He is.
And Brockbank just got enough of him.
Yeah, good job by Burbank. Sometimes those plays, they don't get enough credit. But that play right there is a touchdown saving tackle. And we'll see what happens on this drive. But Good job by Burbank.
Parker Quinton, what did you think of his first half, the quarterback for Wasatch?
A little up and down. Had a couple good throws. Looks like there's a good throw there to his favorite target, Skibby. But had a couple of good runs, too. Had the big run, even though that drive didn't end up in points. But, he has the lone touchdown for Wasatch on that quarterback sneak. And had another quarterback sneak on a 4th and 1 on that same drive that really, that set up the touchdown for him. So I'd say he's doing good on the little plays, making those little plays when they matter. But like I said, he's been a little up and down on some of his other drives.
Yeah, I would throw it to Skibby almost every time. He's got outstanding hands. He's just a gamer. And here's Parker again. Boy, he finishes downhill, doesn't he? And over Mason that time.
Yeah, especially for a quarterback. He wasn't weary, not trying to get around anybody there. Definitely took it to him head on. Good opening couple plays here for Wasatch.
He's got a pretty good fake going on with Thacker, too. Those two, that mesh point is pretty tricky for the defenses to read. I'm going to say 2nd and 1. Parker going to take it himself and picks up the first down, but a penalty. They got a flag at about the 38-yard line on the far side, Jake.
Oh, okay. Good run, though, by Quentin Parker. It looks like that was supposed to be a pass originally or an option play out to the far side, but.
A hold on Wasatch. A lot of penalties in that first half by both teams.
Yeah, and I've said it over and over. They're drive killers. And extra turnovers, they're the worst thing you can do on offense or defense. And now setting you up on what would have been a first down is now a 2nd and more than 10.
If you're Wasatch, you do have that big play potential. We've seen it a number of times. And although, you never want to go backwards, 2nd and 12, but they have shown the ability to convert on these long situations. Quinton, time, running out of time, and it's incomplete. Skibby was probably the intended receiver. It was kind of between a couple of them, as Jackson Nielsen was also somewhat in the area for Wasatch. 3rd and 12.
Yeah, it looks like if he has more time or if he's more patient there, able to create some more time, it looks like Skibby's about to be open. They just threw it there a little early. Not surprising, though, going to Skibby. He's definitely been Parker Quinton's favorite target tonight.
Top receiver last week against Park City, 8 for 76 for a touch. And he's had similar production here tonight. Quinton Parker, and it's caught for a first down. Guess who?
Well, I think that one's Tuttle.
Oh, was that Tuttle?
I think it's number 10.
I thought it was 11. As Skibby does go out of bounds. Oh, I'm out of bounds. He's going to go out on the bench for a play or two. He'll be in shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah, the in-house announcer saying that it was Skibby on that catch.
Another fake by Parker Quinton. Oh, boy.
Oh.
He was picked up and not quite body slammed. Let's see where they give him in terms of forward progress. Maybe, I don't know. They sit at the 30, they say.
That's always a little scary, though, when you see somebody lifted up like that. Limbs are kind of flying around when you come down. You don't want to catch a limb the wrong way.
Have another look at this.
Good
Progress is stopped and then goes for a ride.
Yeah, good job there by Mountain Crest rallying to the ball, though. The rallying to the ball there.
Parker, that is a tough touch pass by Quinton Parker. I'm sorry, Parker Quinton. As the back didn't really turn the way I think Quinton was thinking he was going to turn, and so it's incomplete.
Yeah, and give credit to Mountain Crest there, too. The defense, they're making it tough, both for Parker Quinton, rushing him, putting pressure on him, and for the receiver. It looks like they were all over him, making that route difficult for him.
I think that was Jake Gilman, who had 7 catches for 76 yards against the Miners, but been somewhat quiet. Quinton has all day to throw in the end zone. Well defended against Gibby out there for the Wasps. And that was Fuller, and then Olsen came over late, but that was outstanding coverage by the Mustangs.
Yeah, outstanding coverage. Has to be a perfect ball there if he's going to get it into Skibby there. And it looks like he throws it a little short. You can see he needs to come back a little bit. You can make the argument that he's got to step on him if Quentin's able to, really lob it there. That's a tough pass. Good coverage by Mountain Crest. Going for it here on 4th and 9.
At the 30. Quinton running out of time. He's going to try to run for the first down, and he's going to pick it up. Gets a nice block. Penalty marker came out as Parker Quinton down inside the 5, but there's a penalty marker. There's 2 of them at the 14.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a down. A penalty like that normally indicates downfield holding, which would be tough if you're Wasatch after a 4th and 9, able to get all that back, get a first down, set you up in the red zone. Yeah, it is a penalty against Wasatch here. You'll see it, number 15. Oh, not much of a hold there. Maybe it was somebody else.
So the first down conversion, not because of the penalty by Wasatch. Talked about so many in that first half, and that's a tough one. I mentioned how this team has the ability to convert on long situations, but this is going to be a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, you always got to look at the bright side here. It was 4th and 8 on that last play. Now it's 4th and 6. You got at least 2 yards there. Hopefully they can make something happen again.
Spot foul, Quinton, and it's picked off. I believe this is Baldwin. So Mason Baldwin with the interception, and there's a takeaway, and that's something the defense needed. That's a big-time stop by Mountain Crest.
Yeah, big-time stop. Threw it right to him. I mean, I don't know who Parker was trying to throw to there. It looks like, I can't see the number there, but good job by Baldwin being in the right spot at the right time. Now if you're Mountain Crest, you've got all the momentum up by a point. Big turnover.
The run play, Tuttle right there. He was not fooled, came up to the line of scrimmage and made this stop on Oswald.
Yeah, you saw a lot of white shirts there in the backfield quick. Good job there making, loss of a yard, but it looked like it could have been a lot bigger loss than that.
Tackle for loss by Tuttle. He's a good one, multi-sport athlete, soccer. They want him to be more of a leader as he does make the stop, but it was downfield and then has something to say after the play. Oh, he's feisty. Yeah, this is very manageable coming up here for Mountain Crest.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of jawing going on down there. But you're right, it is manageable. You go from 2nd and 11-ish to 3rd and 3 possibly. A lot more manageable.
Tuttle was the leading tackler last year for Wasatch. He had 86. You got to watch where he is on defense. Burbank going to hand it off to Jackson, and that's going to lose a half yard.
Yeah, Tyler Carl looks like on that play, blowing it up, getting in the backfield quick.
Carlo Jr. as Hutchinson coming out. Now, okay, he's got 2 punts, at least 2 punts down inside the 20. He's got that long touchdown run. He could be in contention of our GNC player of the game, I would think.
Right.
Jake, that's a big responsibility you have.
Yeah. Well, I said it in the first half. Sad to say it, but I said that he was the best
No fair catch called. I don't know if that was Skibby or who that was. That was 11. Stan Powell. Yeah, it was. Boy, he's got no fear. They were bearing down on him. It didn't matter. Damian Skibby.
Yeah, going back to Hutchinson, like I said in the first half, he's the player of the game as the punter. Not something you want to hear, but probably the truth. And then came out that first drive they had with a good run, good touchdown. But he has been doing a good job punting it. Like to see him do similarly to their first drive, with that touchdown run.
So the defense back on the field. The offense didn't give him a lot of time to rest. Start on the ground. Here's Thacker, who's been held in check somewhat. Stop made by Fulger.
Yeah, one of his better runs of the night, I'd say. Good 5, maybe 4 yards there.
It's really been Quinton and Skibby. That's been the matchup. That's been the offense for Wasatch.
And I think we knew that coming in. They're spread offense. They like to throw the ball.
Thacker did get 20 touches the last week, and maybe we'll see a little bit more of him here in the second half. But he wasn't ultra productive. He got touches, but it wasn't like he was ripping off 10-yard runs.
Right, but a couple of good runs to start this drive, 2 5-yard runs. You take that as a running back and as a coach. Got to be happy with that.
.410 on a running clock. Thacker again, Hutchinson. And also, I think it was Fulger able to bring him down from behind.
Yeah, Hutchinson's kind of everywhere on offense, special teams, defense. I'm calling his name a lot.
Second and 10 for Wasatch. I think they've controlled this game, but yet you look at the scoreboard and they're down 1.
You're right.
Play action. Quinton breaking tackles. Boy, really good in the open field, running past Fuller, and finally tackled out of bounds. This will be a personal foul. Now some pushing and shoving, and more penalty markers coming out.
Yeah, it looks like things are, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, the jawing that was going on. It looks like that's coming to fruition right now. And I think there's 2 penalties here, one for a late hit, and then it looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct other than that. Which if you're Mountain Crest, after giving up a big run like that, that's just adding to it. A good run here by Parker. We've seen a couple runs from Parker that have been really, really good. He had one on his last drive that got called back for a hold, but actually I think one's going to come out on Wasatch here. On 21, it looks like he got a little aggressive there. We might have offsetting penalties. We'll see what the refs say.
Yeah, I think we had 3 different penalty flags thrown on this one play. Personal foul, Mountain Crest. Personal foul, Wasatch. And then this will be like the late hit, I believe.
Yeah.
So they'll tack on the late hit. But, Parker Quinton, and this is, you look at the numbers last week, 11 for 63 on the ground with a touchdown. So this is not surprising to see what he can do. If given some space, he can be productive. And he is so fluid in that pocket and kind of just feeling his way into space and picking up chunks of yardage.
Yeah. Hey, it looks like the ref's walking up, back and down, 15 yards forward, 15 yards back. But you're right. You're absolutely right with Parker. I think talking about last week, he went 20 for 34 in the passing game, had 186 yards. So I would think that we'd see a little bit more of that this week, but I've really been impressed with his run game, which I thought it would be a little more of his pass game, but to your point, he's really been impressive running the ball, especially in that pocket.
It's a Wasatch offense that ran for over 130 yards last week against Park City, yet still lost. Talking to some of the coaches, it was the turnovers. And this caught at about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, I believe that was Tuttle that caught that. That's a good timing route there. You see, if you were watching there, Tuttle hadn't even turned his head around before Quentin had thrown that ball out there, but able to make the catch, able to make the good throw. And it's tough for a defense to defend that when your guy you're guarding is not even looking for the pass yet, and it's already coming.
So Mountain Crest, the last time Wasatch was down in this territory, they got the interception. It was Mason Baldwin who picked it off. Just get the feeling that they need a turnover to stop this momentum by Wasatch. Here's Thacker breaking tackles inside the 5 and bullying his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And Wasatch will retake the lead on the Zach Thacker touchdown run.
Good run here by Thacker. You're going to see him take on a tackle or head on. And that's just a big swing in momentum. Mountain Crest came out in that half, able to get the good drive going, good run, go for 2 and get it, go up by a point. And now you just feel that momentum going all back towards Wasatch.
Tuttle able to make good on the PAT, and it's a 6-point Wasatch lead. Mountain Crest, they've got some work to do. Third quarter, 2:33 left. Back right after this.
Scarf this thing down.
The Dave W. Johnson I Just Had My Annual Checkup in My BMI Sucks program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Welcome to the Sports Academy. Our members have access to the largest weight room and the most cardio equipment in the Valley. Choose from dozens of group fitness classes, including high, Zumba, strong, yoga, and cycling, basketball, racquetball, swimming, and tennis. See for yourself why the Sports Academy is your club for your results for your life.
Kickoff here by Wasatch. Scoring just moments ago, it was Zach Thacker, the running back, with an impressive run to score the touchdown and to get Wasatch back with the lead. And now Mountain Crest. Let's see on offense if they can get another explosive play to kickstart something here. Is the first drive in the third quarter. A couple big plays, scored a long touchdown. Went for 2, got this momentum, got a turnover on defense, but they've given that momentum back to Wasatch, so now they need to somehow get it back.
Yeah, and I just wonder how they're going to do it. Are they going to try to sustain the drive out, or are they going to try to go for that big home run play? Be interesting to watch.
Movement up front. Mountain Crest clapping like it's on Wasatch.
I think the refs are going to come and discuss it because I did see a little movement there by Mountain Crest, but I obviously saw a lot of movement by Wasatch. So
officials still conferring. Now they're going to say offside. This will be offside on Wasatch. So that'll help. Having success on first down is, I just get the feeling it's important for Mountain Crest on this drive.
Yeah, not a bad way to start the drive off with a 5-yard penalty, puts you in 1st and 5, already a manageable down and distance.
2:27 left in the third. Burbank, high pass, but brought in nicely by Camden Olson.
A good pitch and catch there. Those are kind of those dink and dunks that you see a lot. A little comeback route there, a timing route. Again, Burbank's going to be trying to throw it to him before his head's even turned. I think it's 2nd and short now. Nope, 1st down.
They're just late on moving the chains on the far side. I was looking at the chain gain too, and they just now are moving them. So that was good for a 1st down. So that's good to see for Mountain Crest. Hutchinson in the backfield. This will be Schroeder up to the 45. Gain of about 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, and we were talking about this off air, how difficult it is to have a sustained drive that you're just going 4 or 5 yards on, these run plays every time, just getting 4 and 5 yards. But in my mind, that's Mountain Crest's strength has been these 4-yard plays all night. They've been able to get 4, 5, 6 yards a pop on these run games. See if they decide to continue with that or not.
Play action, Burbank. Pressure. There are 3 Wasps after him. That should be an incomplete pass. Yeah, they will say incomplete. So he meant to pump fake it, but lost control of the ball. But the arm coming forward. And the Whitecap, he did a good job. Yes, incomplete pass. It just called it a little bit late, but that's the right call. Not a fumble. But I like the urgency that he had once he lost the ball, just to get possession. Don't leave it in the hands of the officials.
Right, we saw towards the beginning of the game a forward pass that was kind of questionable whether it was a fumble or an incomplete pass. And we didn't see a lot of hustle out of Mountain Crest, but we did see it out of Wasatch. But you're exactly right. Good to see that hustle after.
So after the incomplete pass, it's 3rd and 7. And that pass incomplete.
Yeah, it looks like Wasatch coming on a blitz there. And Burbank, I would imagine seeing the blitz has a go-to route there, but Wasatch doing a good job taking away the short route with the rush. Good defense there.
Skibby is back deep to return the punt from Hutchinson. Seems like the long snap issues are in the past. We've had some good snaps. See if he gets the roll. And will he get another inside the 20?
Oh, close. I think it's just outside, but that's a stat we should have been keeping track. I think he's got at least 3 or 4 down there, not including this one.
I think if you're Wasatch, maybe bring Skibby closer, because a lot of times he's getting the Hutchinson on the bounce. That's what's doing the damage. It's not the initial flight of the ball.
Right. That rolling, it lands probably at the 25, 30 almost, and then rolls into the red zone there. And it's an easy thing to eliminate if you're Wasatch. Just like you said, step up, catch the ball, catch it where it lands.
So that's a challenge. There's going to be traffic around you, but still it'll save you field position. Waning stages here of the 3rd quarter. An intriguing 3rd quarter. Mountain Crest came back and they grabbed the lead, and then they surrendered it to Wasatch. There was that one long run by Quinton, and then the personal foul, and then able to get the Thacker touchdown run. See if this will be, maybe that was the final play of the quarter. I don't see a play clock.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Wasatch is in a hurry to get a play called here.
Yeah, why would you? They should just let it tick down to 0-0 with the lead. All right, so 3 quarters down, 1 more to go. It's the money quarter when you come back. Wasatch leading Mountain Crest 14-8. You're watching Utah Sports Network.
Planet Fitness? Isn't that the gym where they have rules against acting like you're better than everyone else? But then, what's the point of being better than everyone else if you don't get to act like it? Seems like a waste of superiority, if you ask me. I think I'm better off being better here.
Good, because we're Planet Fitness, a place for everyone else. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone.
The Danny K. Griffith Whoa, My Beach Vacay is just around the corner program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs.
We want to thank our sponsors, Planet Fitness, GNC, Sports Academy, and Racket Club. Thank you so much for being involved in Utah Sports Network coverage of high school football. 4th quarter underway as Wasatch with the lead and possession, and it's Thacker for a couple.
Yeah, a couple yards there, going to make it 3rd and short. Really opens up the playbook here.
How about the routine here to start the 4th quarter? I saw those hats earlier today. They had them stacked up where we parking powered. Okay, so here we are on a 2nd and short for Wasatch. Maybe a couple yards, not much there. Mount Crest, for the most part, they've controlled the line of scrimmage, but it's just the breakdown of Quinton in the pocket. He's really hurt them.
Yeah, and I've been impressed too with Quinton's ability to gain short yardage when needed.
Good point. They do say that's a 1st down. Boy, Quinton again. He is really good at that fake.
Yeah, when you watch that fake, you'll see both of them are running downhill to start out with. So whether he gives it to Thacker, Thacker's already got a running start. If he pulls it, he's already got a running start as well. So that fake is really hard to anticipate, to stop, because both runners, even though they haven't decided who's going to take the ball and actually run, both of them are running downhill and getting a head start.
What do you think of his decision making, speaking of Parker Quinton, on when to give that and when to take it?
Well, I think he's been really good. I think, maybe 1 or 2 times he's made the wrong choice, but for the majority of the time, it looks like he's been making the right decisions, even if they've been going for short gains, 3 or 4 yards. I don't think he's made a bad decision. And really, as a quarterback, whether you're throwing it or making a decision on a handoff like that, that's what you want to see. You want to see him manage the game, not make the bad decisions. And I think it's a big reason why Wasatch is, up right now.
I would agree with that. 3rd and 1. Can Mountain Crest get a stop? Well, it looked like there might have been some movement. And once again, it is Quinton. Boy, he has been a killer. Picks up the 1st down. Again, I was looking at Thacker the whole way.
Me too. I mean, we were talking about how good this fake is. And I was thinking that play was dead right there with Thacker, but Quinton Parker. And as a defense, if you're scheming this, you've got to play your responsibility. If you've got the running back, you've got to watch the running back. If you've got the quarterback, you've got to be the quarterback. You can't be looking at these fake or who you might be getting the ball. You've got to take care of your responsibility, and that's it.
Coach Lee was so disappointed in week 1 about the missed assignments. And we might see that here in this game 2, just a little bit, especially here in the 2nd half. As this is a pretty good drive Wasatch is putting together.
Yeah, normally you see this in a lot of power run offenses where they'll run the ball a lot in the first half and that opens it up in the second half, wears the defense down. It's interesting that Wasatch, a spread offense, is doing that with their spread, their receivers out. It looks like they were running the ball with not a lot of success in the first half, but they've gotten some success in the second half and look like they're wearing down Mountain Crest.
Quinton incomplete as the receiver didn't even turn around that time. It was Law. So incomplete pass. And this will help Mountain Crest now. A 3rd and 7. This is the money. This is the money down for the Mustangs. They've got to get a stop. You just get the feeling if Wasatch goes up by 2 scores, it's going to be really challenging for the Mustangs to come back. So I think this is critical, and this is probably 4-down territory for Wasatch.
Right, Mountain Crest just isn't built to come back from a big deficit. And if you're Wasatch, you got to be putting your foot on the throat here.
So here we go. The 3rd down, and it was Baldwin early. Yes, here comes the penalty marker. I believe they're going to say pass interference. I don't know if they're going to go, above the neck thing.
There's 2 flags. Yes, I think that first flag came out a little early. So I'm wondering if it's for something else, and we'll see offsetting penalties here. But you're absolutely right.
Let's see this.
Yeah, I think there's a hold before that. Yeah, these might both be on Mountain Crest, which is tough. You got a hold. Yep.
So you could see it on a replay. That was a good call. The receiver got caught up in the wash.
Right, and it's tough, too, if you're Mountain Crest, because it looks like you had good coverage. You know, that hold doesn't start you off right. The pass interference, both players were there covering the guy that was going to get the ball thrown to him, just not making the right plays.
That's a tough one for this defense. Well, they still can get a stop. Here's Thacker. Huerta, I believe, has got him wrapped up. Yeah, I think that was Huerta, young man that we believe is going to go to Idaho, at least being recruited by the Vandals.
Yeah, going back to that last play, sorry, MC, we talked about how critical that play was to get a stop there. And you're right, they can still make a stop here, but it's tough when Wasatch doesn't beat you. You know, you're beating yourself on a play like that. Hopefully they can come back to these set of downs and make a stand.
If you're a Mustang fan, you got to hope for some kind of turnover. Here's a drop pass by Law. Stops the clock with 7:40. I mean, there's still plenty of time, but you just have that feeling that they're not going to have that many possessions left in this game.
Yeah, and if you're Wasatch, I would be running the ball. You know, I don't want to question Coach Coburn out there, but I think this is run the ball, milk the clock situation. You look like you're in position for a field goal, if nothing else, which would really put you up 2 scores. So I got to question the call, but never going to question the call, though, if he catches it, obviously.
3rd and 9. Big play, both teams. Quinton going to throw one up for grabs. Baldwin's out there, and they're going to get him with a pass interference call in the end zone.
Yeah,
so it'll be an automatic 1st down for Wasatch.
Yeah, that's Quinton throwing a bad ball and Skibby trying to make a comeback to it. And, yeah, just catching him. You'll see here he throws it on his back foot.
I mean, this is what you want if you're Mountain Crest.
Yeah, up to this point, perfect defense by Mountain Crest. But, yeah.
Playing the man, not the ball. That's tough. The back is, to the quarterback. Can't see where the ball is. But if he just turns around, he can make a play on the ball and perhaps pick it off.
You're right.
Tough play, though.
You see that so much in the NFL nowadays, those back shoulder throw, and it's hard to defend. Even when it's done on purpose, that one obviously wasn't done on purpose, but it's tough thing to defend.
As a fan, you always say, just turn around.
Yeah.
It's easier said than executed, trust me.
Yeah.
Those guys are skilled. Here's Quinton. Maybe the 10. That was a poor decision that Parker Quinton made, and Mount Crest, instead of taking advantage of it, they bailed him out and Wasatch. That could be a big play in this game.
Yeah, and that's 2 times in a row. 3rd and long, Mountain Crest has got them where they want it, and then they shoot themselves in the foot with the pass interference called.
But they still have an opportunity to get a stop. Let's see. 2nd and 9. Thacker. Hutchinson going to bring him down. He had some help as well. So 3rd down now coming up.
Now hopefully Mountain Crest doesn't shoot themselves in the foot again, but that time I think Parker made the wrong decision. We've been talking about all the good decisions he's been making tonight. That one I think was the wrong one. Looked like he had a little run up the middle, a little area there, but decided to give it right into the Mountain Crest defender.
If I'm Quinton, I almost take it every time. He's so fluid back there. Seems like he almost always gets positive yardage. Let's see what he calls here. It's going to be a pass all the way. Pressure. They had him. And he's still on his feet, lunges forward, won't pick up a 1st down, but does get a lot of that yardage back.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to come out with the field goal unit here. You would think this is a chip shot in the NFL, obviously, or college football. In high school, you never know, but this would put Wasatch up 2 scores. A good run there by Parker. Again, we've seen a lot of good runs by him. I think we're going to see a timeout here by Mountain Crest, wanting to talk it over, knowing that this is a pretty big field goal.
This is a huge moment in this game. And again, I just kind of harken back to special teams and the long snaps. I mean, we have seen that early in the year, right? This is only week 2, but that has not been a very fluid operation we've seen in the past 2 weeks. So if you're Mountain Crest, perhaps you're hoping that there could be a a poor snap here. Trying to think if I think they did make a field goal last week against Park City. Speaking of Wasatch, I don't know the length of it, but Tuttle did make one in week 1, so they've got some. They should have a little bit of confidence. Speaking of Wasatch in their field goal team.
Yeah, it does look like they scored a field goal last week. I don't have the yardage on it, but it looks like Tuttle has been able to hit a field goal before, so big play here.
Be on the far hash. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. So Tuttle does it again. Hit one in week 1, and now he's done it again in week 2. And now it's a 2-score lead for Wasatch. Able to convert on some third downs. And they get the 2-score advantage here.
Yeah, big field goal. That's a tough angle, too, when you're on that left hash.
It really is.
It's a short kick. You know, you're up kind of at a weird angle, but, I mean, he nailed it. There's no doubt from the second he kicked that was going in.
So a big mountain to climb here if you're the Mustangs. Trailing by 2 scores. You've only scored 1 touchdown in the game. And now you've got less than 6 minutes. You do have some time, but again, you know, I say it a lot, and probably too many times, but they need to get some chunk plays. They can't just methodically work their way down the field. They need, 20, 25-yard chunks.
Yeah, the other thing to talk about with that last drive is that it was a time killer. You know, it's a 3-4 minute long drive, get the field goal at the end. Everything you didn't want if you're Mountain Crest.
I believe this is Olsen on the far side. Good return, nice drive start if you're the Mustangs.
You're right. What it looks like, I'm hearing flag.
In the press box, I heard the flag, and we've seen a lot of flags in the first. I don't see one on the field.
But it wouldn't be surprising. You know, we've seen a lot of them tonight.
And the white hat is saying an unsportsmanlike called on Wasatch, so this will help the Mustangs. Okay, so this good drive start gets even better.
Yeah, and we're seeing that chirpiness. You know, the refs trying to take control of it, don't want anything getting out of hand. You never want to see a big fight break out or anything like that, but we've seen a couple of these unsportsmanlike penalties, and we saw one of them really bite Mountain Crest in the butt on that drive that Wasatch had on that touchdown. So
yeah, that long run by Quinton.
Right.
So look at this drive start, midfield. You got to get something on a first down to get things started on the right foot, and it's good by, I think Olsen on that far side makes the catch. So a real positive play here on first down for Mountain Crest.
Yeah, MC, how are you feeling with the run game here? You know, you don't have a lot of time left. Are you willing to run the ball if you're Mountain Crest, or are you strictly throwing it, trying to get it in the air?
So if it's me, I abandon the run game. I mean, maybe a draw, but I would really, I think passing attack is the way to go. They just haven't had a whole lot of production in the run game. But maybe, after 3 or 4 passes, maybe you can do some kind of a draw, and that'll break free, but it just hasn't been very productive, the ground game. And now we're getting under 5.5 minutes to play. You just need to be as efficient as possible.
Right, I agree. I think you're not in panic mode here. You know, you have to be calm and collected. You do have time to come back and get 2 scores, but
here's a 3rd and 6. This will be 2-down territory if they don't pick it up here. Deep ball, he's got Veeder out there, and that'll be a pass interference on Wasatch. So they'll get the first down. I thought Burbank did a nice job trusting his receiver, and I think it was Schellenberger who came in and was early on the coverage, didn't allow Veeder to come back to the ball.
Yeah, it's a tough throw because it looks like he's open, throwing across Burbank's body, which is always a tough throw. But because, again, this is similar to Parker's pass on the other end of the field, he kind of threw it back behind the receiver. He had to come back, and that's what draws that pass interference. And to your point, MC, it's hard as a defensive back to turn around. You know, when you turn around, there's a lot of fear and anxiety in losing your eyes, you know, taking your eyes off the receiver, not, you know, having to track the ball. It's scary as a defensive back to do that.
So here is the inside handoff to Jackson. And I think that picks up 1 yard. Closing in on 5 minutes. Yeah, I just want to challenge everybody at home. Run as fast as you can in a straight line and then turn around and see how that feels.
Yeah. And know that if you mess up, there's no other line of defense, right?
Yeah.
If you're the defensive back guarding your receiver and he catches it and you're looking the other way when he catches it, he's gone. He's going to run for a touchdown.
So in the eye, here's Burbank. And Veter incomplete, as Veter was the closest Mustang there.
And we've talked about this a lot for Mustang, sustaining a drive. I think they have these big plays. You know, they had a good pass there. And they've moved. You know, they started at the 50-yard line down to 30, good 20 yards here, but can they finish drives?
3rd and 9. Again, this is 2 down situation here for the Mustangs, and it's bobbled. An incomplete pass. Swenson climbed the ladder for that one, just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, right there in the hands too. That little shove right there by the defense is probably what got him to drop it, but if you're a coach, you got to tell your players, if it hits you in the hands, you got to bring it in. Big play there. Probably the ball game here. 4th and 9, under 5 minutes to go.
Burbank rolling, throws on the run, and it's caught for a first down. What a clutch first down by the Mustangs on that far side. And it was Mason Baldwin who comes up hobbling. But that's a play they had to have, and that was, that was clutch.
That was clutch. You're absolutely right, MC. Like we were saying, that could have been the ball game there. Still, Mountain Crest with a little life.
Almost thought Burbank was going to call for a timeout. Under 4.5 to play. Fuller goes to the far side of the field. Now he'll come back and line up on the line of scrimmage. Burbank has time, steps up in the pockets, got some yardage inside the 10, inside the 5. It's a touchdown, but we're going to have a block in the back.
Yeah, that looks like it's coming back.
You can feel the emotion here at Miller Field. As soon as the flags came out, they knew that that touchdown was going to be nullified on that block.
And that's tough too. In my mind, that's a good block. I know it's not anymore, but we'll see it here. Number 3 is going to get ear hold.
Oh, I think he was in front.
He was in front. I don't know the new rule. They changed the rule. We'll see what the ref comes out and says. But that's a good run by Tolbert. Big play, big momentum swing there.
So, okay, does he get the shoulder in front of the helmet? See if it's in front, and it is.
See,
Jake, you're right. Now, I'm not sure about that rule change, but that's really a tough call on Veter.
Yeah, you do get the first down out of it.
Burbank comes right back, and they get something on first down. That's good. They got to have a little bit more urgency, trailing by 2 scores with now under 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, going back to that penalty, I wonder what they call that. You know, is that an illegal block? I don't know what the terminology is on that. Because to me, he was in front. It looks like a clean block. And obviously the other receiver, the defensive guy for Wasatch wasn't watching. Maybe it's a defenseless defender. I don't know the call, but to me, that looks like a good block.
Time ticking away here. Under 3. Oh, and then we're going to have movement. Now, the tackle, I think, was drawn by the defensive end.
I think you're right.
So he was kind of baited, but I don't know if the official will see it that way. So does Wasatch move first? I believe so.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to put his hand down, getting set. And Wasatch comes across the line and draws him. It looks like that's what the ref saw too.
So how about our officials? That's a pretty good call. That, to me, that's hard when it's real time. When we see it on the replay, it's easier call.
Right, and we give them a little hard time for that block. But that is a good call right there, making the right call on that offsides.
This is complete inside the 10, but this is going to take a lot of time as Mason Baldwin will check in.
Now first down, so the clock's going to stop. But if you're Mountain Crest, that urgency's got to start stepping up. You had that touchdown taken away, so now you really got to be worried about that clock.
3:05, Burbank, here's pressure. Is he going to throw it away? Oh, he had Olsen in the back of the end zone, but threw it away. Nice job not taking a loss, having the clock continue to tick, so that was a good incomplete pass. But if he could have held it for just one more count, Olsen was coming free in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit with Parker Quinton, not making the bad decision. Right, throwing it away isn't a bad decision. Now, obviously, I think there was a wide open receiver there that he could have hit, but not making the bad play.
Second and goal. In trouble is Burbank. He got rocked back at the 13. Was that Tuttle who came in to get him?
Yeah, you're going to be slow to get up after that one. He had pressure coming from both ends, right? Saw the pressure, was able to avoid the first rush you're going to see on the far side here. Sees it, takes a step up, but Tuttle there waiting for him.
That was a trap.
Yeah.
Look one way, think he could go to the near side, and Tuttle's right there with the stick.
Yeah, and those ones hurt. Those ones hurt.
That was a tremendous job by Wasatch, bringing the pressure and having that pressure be effective. So the clock stops now at 2:37. 2:37 here on the scoreboard clock, and it's a third and goal. And clearly, it's 4 down territory. So you got 2 plays. So you don't have to panic if you don't pick it up here.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they'll try to roll Burbank out. Do you move the pocket? Do you have him back there? You know, where is your mind with this situation?
My mind so far, I think Burbank has shown that he can get out of the pocket and scramble, make things happen out there. But Wasatch, they're doing a good job of containing him. That last play, that was a great example of containing him from getting outside the pocket. Me personally, if I'm Mount Crest's coach, I think I put him out on a bootleg, make sure you seal that edge to get him out there and open things up. If you look here, the far side of the field, they're on the opposite end of the field. You bootleg out here, you've got a lot of field, a lot of open space.
Third down, pressure again coming. Gonna heave one up as it caught. There is a penalty marker at the 5. Is it a catch? I haven't seen the official signal one way or the other. Wasatch, of course, says it's incomplete, but this might be a catch so far. I have not seen an indication.
Yeah, Schellenberger saying it's not a catch, but how trustworthy is the defender in a situation like that? We'll see here. Pump fake.
I mean, what an effort by Olsen. I think that's a catch.
I think so too. I think it comes in and it kind of knocks out after the play's done. We got a holding call on Wasatch too. So either way, beneficial to Mountain Crest.
But it won't be a first down. So it'll be a 4th down still. 4th and goal.
Well, they've got 3rd down marked here on the marker.
We've got 4th and goal on our graphic here, and it's 4th and goal on the scoreboard.
Okay,
I think that change did change to 4th down. So it is 4th and goal.
I think Wasatch is going to call timeout here. Think about it. See how Mountain Crest comes out.
Well, you love the drama. Don't you love this drama?
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Coming down to the very end, 2.5 left. Both teams so hungry for their first win of the season. Both teams projected to go to the playoffs. Mountain Crest projected to be the 2 seed in Region 11. Last week was disappointing for Wasatch. They didn't make the playoffs last year, lost their play-in game. They're expected to do some things in Region 8, but Boy, this has been a hard-fought game, hasn't it?
It has. And you got to say, this play right here has got to be for the game. You know, if you're Mountain Crest and you don't get this, it's going to be tough to come back. But you're right, the drama. I mean, 4th and goal, down 2 scores, 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes left. And you can see the hunger, like to your point, and see both these teams coming off a loss last week, want to get their first win this week.
And, you know, the playoffs are new this year, the RPI.
Oh, Mountain Crest is going to come out and kick a field goal.
Okay, it is a 2-score game.
Right, this would make it a single score. Not a bad call. I like this.
You have a lot of confidence in your kicking game if you're going for a field goal and it's not going to make it.
I think it's blocked.
It was deflected at the line of scrimmage, and Wasatch still 2.5 to play, but I think it's over.
Yeah, that one's tough. That's you got to kick an onside kick here, but I think you're right, MC. I think that was the ball game.
I mean, you had to have this to have a chance.
Oh, it looks like.
And you do see that in the NFL where you're down 2 scores. You'll take the quick score in hopes to get, you know, the onside, get the recovery, and then have a chance for a touchdown. But you got to make that field goal, and it got blocked.
Yeah. The silver lining here is that you are, you know, deep in Mountain Crest's territory here. And you got a long way to go with Mountain Crest. Maybe possibly a safety. I don't know. It looks like they moved the ball up to the 20-yard line.
So for Mountain Crest, they're staring down the barrel at 0-2. They'll play against Box Elder next week. A big-time rivalry game. Now let's have a look at our Planet Fitness play of the game, and we got to go back to the early stages of the 3rd quarter. And Hutchinson.
Yeah, we've talked about Hutchinson a lot on defense, offense, and special teams, but a good run here. Really, Mountain Crest's big play of the game. A good run. And at that point in the game, all the momentum was Mountain Crest's way, right? They're going to come out and get a 2-point conversion after this. And you just feel the momentum there, but
it got even better because they got an interception on defense. And so they had all this momentum, and then I tell you, that Parker Quinton, what a job he's done for Wasatch.
Yeah, cool, calm, you know, able to face adversity, coming back, you know, from a loss last week, and then getting up 7 points, but coming back and being down a point and still able to methodically not make the wrong decisions, come up, and sustain drives, make good runs. Been impressive. That clock continues to run, though. I'm surprised Mountain Crest isn't even calling a timeout here. It doesn't look like they've got a lot of life left in the tank. And Wasatch just letting it milk away.
Keep it on the ground up to the 25.
Looks, I don't know if we have a penalty here.
Third and 8 with 58 seconds left here for Wasatch. And they will go home to face Viewmont next week. The Vikings and the Wasps.
Yeah, Wasatch here content. Punt the ball away. Let the clock run out.
Well, disappointing if you're Mountain Crest, if you're a fan of Mountain Crest. Close to being competitive, had a chance there, and went for the quick score the field goal but couldn't get the kick, so end up dropping a real tough decision at home. And again, the postseason's a little bit different than it has been ever. Here's the punt by Tuttle. Look at this bounce. Down to the 35. Well, they didn't call 4 seconds left. So will they do a Hail Mary here? Or I'm curious what the play calls.
Yeah, this is a tough one as a coach.
I am surprised they didn't use any timeouts. I know 2 scores, but you want to keep extending the game, I would think.
Yeah, especially to instill that mentality in your players as the coach. You know, that never give up, that never die mentality. I'm a little surprised they didn't call timeout either.
A tough loss. This is a tough one. They battled. They were competitive, made a few plays, just could not make enough plays. And they will drop to 0-2 and again face the Bees next week. And that'll be the final play as the clock hits 000 as Wasatch getting their first win of 2019. Winners by a count of 17-8 over Mountain Crest.
Yeah, really a lot of credit to Wasatch here, especially to Parker Quinn. I know we'll talk about him in a little bit, but a great game.
Let's talk about Mr. Parker Quinton, our GNC player of the game, and the decisions he made, the plays he made. I thought he was solid.
He was solid. Even from the start of the game, we'll see the quarterback sneaks, the pair of them, on 4th and short, able to get that 1 yard that he needed, and then the touchdown. And we'll see this several times throughout the game as these, gashing runs that he has. Here's his first one. Again, coming down. This was the big one, the big killer, where they had a personal foul at the end of that run. Yeah, Parker Quinn doing it all with the legs. I was expecting to see a little more with the arm, but really good running the ball.
And with the mind, because it seemed like he made the right reads 80% of the time. Thought he had a fantastic game. Okay, we'll take a break, but we'll come back to Hiram and we'll wrap it all up right after this. Wasatch winners over Mountain Crest 17-8.
The Cindy S. Morrow, oh crap, I'm getting married in 3 months program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Planet Fitness? Isn't that the gym where they have rules against acting like you're better than everyone else? But then, what's the point of being better than everyone else if you don't get to act like it? Seems like a waste of superiority, if you ask me. I think I'm better off being better here.
Good, because we're Planet Fitness, a place for everyone else. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone.
The Dave W. Johnson I Just Had My Annual Checkup and My BMI Sucks program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Welcome to the Sports Academy. Our members have access to the largest weight room and the most cardio equipment in the Valley. Choose from dozens of group fitness classes, including high, Zumba, strong, yoga, and cycling, basketball, racquetball, swimming, and tennis. See for yourself why the Sports Academy is your club for your results for your life.
The Danny K. Griffith Whoa, My Beach Vacay is just around the corner program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs.
Fitness, GNC, and Sports Academy. Our next stream will be next Thursday, the Rocky Mountain Kickoff Special doubleheader beginning at 6 o'clock at Maverick Stadium. Got Preston, Idaho against Logan, and then Shelley, Idaho against Skyview. That should be a lot of fun next Thursday. Okay, your final thoughts, Jake.
My final thoughts, the GNC player of the game, Parker Quinton. We've been saying his name backwards, Parker Quinton. He impressed. He came out, he made good decisions. I was especially impressed with his option run that they had with both him and Zach Thacker running downhill. But I think he made the right decisions, handing the ball off, keeping it running, and he really took it to Mountain Crest with his legs. And I thought we'd see him with the passing game, but really impressive running the ball from Parker Quinton tonight.
Wasatch 1-1. They'll host Viewmont, and Mountain Crest they dropped to 0-2 and will play against the Bees. Our thanks to Wasatch and Mountain Crest High School, and to those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook. Our final score: Wasatch 17, Mountain Crest 8. For our entire crew, thanks for watching. This has been a presentation of Syscom and Utah Sports Network. Good night, everybody.